Hello everyone and welcome to your reading for the week of April 13th. My name is Debbie. This is the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, and we're going to take a dive into our tarot and a little bit of astrology for the week of April 13th. So it's a busy time. Aries has 6 planets in it. It will have 7 as of the 17th of April. Something that has never been that has never happened since the beginning of studying astrology. Okay, so what does that mean? This is a really energetic time for everybody, mostly for our fire signs, but everybody's going to feel some stress, everybody's going to feel some tension, everybody's going to feel a shift forward. For some, a big quantum shift, and for others, a little small shift. This, however, is probably the most potent week of the entire year to set intentions, to make the changes you want to make, to take bold moves in your life. And you get to decide if you do that or not, right? So we also have a new moon in Aries on the 17th, and this is encouraging. New moons are all about beginnings, planting new seeds. And the seeds you plant now will take you all the way through October. When we have the full moon in Aries, it's going to take you through the rest of spring, through summer, and into the very beginning of fall. So this is about, again, new beginnings, right? Starting something fresh, starting something new, taking chances, facing your fears, and expressing yourself. We also have Mars conjunct Neptune, with Neptune in the beginning of this week as well. So that brings about action and illusion, right? Mars is the planet of war, action, power, heat, energy. Neptune is a planet of dreams and illusion. So yeah, there might be some confusion happening. It might also feel like a Mercury retrograde, although it's not, but it might feel that way. So this is going to require you, right, to really take a moment and take a step back as you navigate your goals forward. And then we have Venus in Taurus, which is enhancing your love life, your self-love, and your financial stability. So let's get into this. We'll start off with Aries. Of course, Aries, how are you? You have a busy time, Aries, and we're so grateful for you hosting all of these planets. It's a lot. So if you have Aries friends, Aries sun, moon, and rising, check in on them. Make sure they're okay this week. 4 of Swords. First card out, right? Let's see what else comes out. Because 4 of Swords tends to be a card of rest, but it also can mean rising above your thoughts and getting, ahead or above the things, right, in your mind. 5 of Wands. So what are you resisting, Aries? What is the resistance here? 4 of Swords. Okay. 3 of Cups. Queen of Swords. A lot of mental energy here for our Aries friends. So 4 of Swords, right? Taking a moment and just letting your thoughts settle down. Let them settle here because you're rising to a new level. This level is about celebration. It is about community. It is about deciding who you want in your life and who you don't, or who you really resonate with. If you're getting Queen of Swords, you're getting really clear on your path forward. And this next couple weeks, Aries, will cultivate probably a life that you haven't even been able to imagine in your mind. So the root of the deck, right? 5 of Wands, like let go of resistance. Don't fight the process, but let the process unfold. Once you let your thoughts settle down and stop, guiding you, then you get to rise above your thoughts. You get to guide yourself. Intuition is coming in very strong with, I can find my cards. Okay, where did they go? With the 3 of Cups, your intuition is coming in very strong. So lean into that intuition. It's going to ultimately guide you to your community. Especially if you don't have a community, or you have bits and pieces of communities here and there, you're going to stabilize yourself. So Aries, overall, this is a really good reading. It's a reading of clarity. It is a reading of, noticing where the resistance is at. And if it's a mental in the thought process, close your eyes, let your thoughts settle down, and you can rise above them and move in toward your future. Aries, that is your reading for this week. We will move on to Taurus. Hello, Taurus. As Venus comes into Taurus, right? Venus rules Taurus. It also rules Libra. So let's see what this week holds for our Taurus friends. And of course, this is for your sun, moon, and rising. If anyone has any questions about any of these cards or these readings, just put them in the comments or reach out to me directly. You have one card face down, one card face up, which is the Fool, which is about new beginnings, Taurus. On the root of your deck, death and rebirth, right? The Phoenix rising. So the root of your reading is reinventing yourself, rising above. This is card number 13. This is Scorpionic energy. Let's see what you have, though. Yeah, Nine of Swords, the Fool, Judgment. 3 out of 4 of your cards are major arcanas, Taurus. So that means big shifts. It's not like the little everyday things, but these are life-changing shifts. Yeah. There's a feeling or an idea that you have been deceiving yourself in your mind, that you've let your thoughts, you've believed the thoughts that you have or the thoughts that people have put into your mind. Like there's been a form of deception, and you're realizing that, wait a minute, no, that's not right for me. And you're letting all of this go, the Fool, new beginnings. You're taking what you've learned, what doesn't serve you, or what thoughts that have kept you from your path. You're setting yourself free. Again, 2 cards of freedom, Judgment and Death and Rebirth. Judgment is kind of a rebirthing card. And you have rebirth here. Is breaking free from the old ways or the old patterns, habits, old ways of doing things, or the former ways of doing things, right? Letting go of mental exhaustion. And Taurus, you're a fixed sign. So, our fixed signs, they're right in the middle between 2 pillars, right between our cardinal signs and our mutable signs. So, like, you feel like you're fixed, like you have to stabilize everything. But sometimes, to find stability, we have to let go of the way we've been doing things. We have to allow ourselves, right, to trust, right? Trust in the process of a new journey ahead. Again, 2 cards of breaking free, of freedom, the Death and Rebirth and Judgment. So you're rising to your higher self, Taurus. Moving into a new place. Underneath of that is the Star card, 5 major arcanas. Taurus. Again, Venus is in your Venus is home now, right? She is in Taurus. So love yourself. This is a time to really, really love yourself and find the stability that aligns with who you are. Taurus, that is your reading, and let's move on to hello, Gemini. How are our Gemini friends? And welcome to your reading for the week of April 13th. I have the window open. You might be able to hear an airplane out there. I am pretty much in a flight path between Philadelphia Airport and the Naval Base. And then we have a couple of small airports around me, so if you hear the airplane, my apologies. But let's see what the tarot holds for our Gemini friends this week. Gemini, hope you are well. Hope you're getting some beautiful sunshine. 3 of Cups. Okay, that card just came out. So you have 3 of Cups. So that's a celebration, right? Community, being aligned. And let's see what else comes out for our Gemini friends. Okay, Gemini, on the root of the deck for you. 5 of Swords. Let's see where this 5 of Swords is going to take you. You have 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 5 of Swords. So, Gemini, I get the feeling that there is something from your past that you haven't let go of. And it's like it keeps coming back and you keep trying to push it away, and it keeps coming back and you keep trying to push it away. If that is the case, Gemini, again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to pertain to every Gemini out there. If that's the case, 5 of Swords, this is something that needs your focus and attention to heal. It's not something to continue to push away. This is something that requires you to take an honest look at. And as much as it may be difficult, like to go into the feeling aspect, maybe go into your logical mind first. Not to spin stories, because our air signs are really good at shifting the narrative. It's not about shifting the narrative. It's about being clear of what the narrative of the situation is. This could be a form of self-protection if you keep pushing something away to protect yourself. And here's the thing, the more you push something away without acknowledging it and without healing it, the more it's going to just boomerang back, right? And it's going to come back maybe through, someone might call you out of the blue. That is from a time where you went through some kind of a traumatic or just a difficult time. So they may pop up in your life. You might see them on your social media. They might just send you a note, say, hi, how you doing? And that might trigger something in you. Although it's really good to hear from these people, or from this person or these people, it might trigger something in you. But here's the thing. You're leaning into a healthier community. To get to that point, though, it's to look at things with a clear vision, not to mask it, not to make it something more than what it was, or to make anything less than what it was, but to see it for exactly as it is. And in that, then you can start to lay down the protection barrier. Not that we don't need barriers. Of course we need barriers. But sometimes barriers can keep us in, and keep us in, kind of keep our own selves caged in. So Geminis, you're going to have to let me know like how this works out for you. But there's a feeling that you need to protect yourself. And only you will know what that means. So let us know, Gemini. I'm really interested to hear how that works out for you. We will move on to Cancer. Hello, Cancer. And of course, Gemini, if you want a deeper dive, just feel free to reach out and we can get a reading on the books for you and get a little more clarity. This is a powerful time. So use this to your benefit. So again, hello, Cancer. How are you? Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining or watching. What do the cards hold for our Cancerian friends for this week of April 13th? It is a beautiful day here in New Jersey. Okay, 3 cards came out. We'll take them all. So, on the root of the deck, the moon. But of course, right? Of course you have the moon. You have 6 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. And Cancer, I love this for you. The moon, right? This is your guiding planet. The moon are the things that you hold deep inside that you only share with very few people, if any. You share, obviously you know it yourself. But I feel like there's a plan happening for our Cancerian friends, that you have a plan that you're going to start implementing, but you haven't shared it yet. This could be about a move for a job. You have the 9 of Pentacles. You have the 6 of Swords. This is about moving on. This is almost starting brand new. Like leaving everything behind. Whether it is something physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. It could be moving your house, moving your job, changing the way you relate to those in your social circle. Although I don't get this. I think this is a money thing. I think this is a job opportunity. You have the Queen of Swords. You're really laser focused and clear as to what you want and where you're going. Why? Because you listened to your shadow self. You went to that deeper part of yourself, Cancer, and you allowed it to speak to you. And that speech was about, independence and abundance and safety and security and comfort. This is big, Cancer. I'm really excited for you. Although I do get the feeling, though, if you have Cancer friends out there, if you're not a Cancer and you're watching this, you have Cancerian friends, don't be surprised if they make a move and they don't tell you about it. I kind of get the feeling there's a little bit of a secret behind this, or they're keeping things close to the chest until they make their final move. That's just a feeling. It won't be for all our Cancers, but this is what's coming up. Cancer, you have a new path forward. I am so excited for you, so let us know how that goes. And we're going to move on to hello, Leo. How are our Leo friends? So happy to have you here always. I love Leos. Today is my brother-in-law's birthday. He's an Aries, but his wife is a Leo. So, and again, you have death and rebirth. We just had that. We have Ace of Swords, right? Getting really clear. The Emperor, of course. Three of Pentacles. Okay, again, another change in the way you... This is a change in how you present yourself to the world. Three of Pentacles, right? Bringing together or working together. And again, this has been going on for a while with Leo, that there has been an element or an aspect or some people around them that haven't been fully supporting them, but they tell you that they are, but they're really not. So you're changing that. And it's probably the gavel is probably going to come down this week if you haven't made those moves yet. You're parting ways with certain people that may, this is going to sound really weird, Leo, that are maybe too aligned. And sometimes when people are too aligned, or it feels like we're too, extremely aligned, it could be because they're making you think that they're in alignment with you and when they're not. Again, this has been going on for a while for our Leo friends. You're bringing in new community members, or you're bringing, your social circle is widening to invite people with different belief systems, with different talents, with different worldviews, with different jobs, different careers, in different areas of the world. So you're expanding in order to let go of the people who are being false around you and making a much tighter circle of people from various backgrounds, but have more of an authentic alignment. Okay, so Spirit just said burning bridges. I'm not necessarily a big fan of burning bridges, but there are some bridges that need to be burned in order for you to move ahead. There may be relationships, it could be a job. But again, everything is relationship anyway. This could be people, it could be a job that you're doing, but it feels like you have to burn something away in order to move forward. And once you do that, you get really laser clear. You get really focused. It's as if you couldn't gain the clarity until you burned the past. I don't mean hurting people, right? Of course not. But until you put space and distance so that past cannot, this is a big boundary, so that past cannot come back. Or these people cannot come back and do whatever it is. The word sabotage is coming up as well. I don't know how big that sabotage is, only you will know. But it's once you decide and you draw that line and do not open that door again, clarity just comes out of nowhere. Again, like that big halo light bulb moment, right? Like you see in the movies. It will come in. It will come in fast and furious. And you will realize you've been holding yourself back. Not intentionally, but because of the company that you were keeping or the people that were around you, from being the leader that you are. The Emperor. Right? Strong, disciplined, logical, in charge. You're going to find your own new voice here, Leo, and this is really exciting, and it's because of the new people coming in, and they're going to be completely different than the people you have in your life right now. I love these changes for everybody, Leo. Thank you. Thank you. And we will move on to Virgo. Hello, Virgo. How are you? Welcome to your reading for the week of April 13th. And let's see what this holds for our Virgo friends. It's a very intense week. So don't be surprised if everyone out there, if you're feeling a little tired, if you're feeling a little restless, if you feel like you're just bored with everything and you need a quantum leap change. Yeah, right? So let's see what the cards hold for our Virgo friends this week. Five of Pentacles is face up. The Hanged Man. Okay. I love this. The Hanged Man is hanging from the Tree of Life, leaning into his higher consciousness, so allowing your intuition and your connection to Source, Divine, God, Creator, whatever it is you believe in, to ultimately be the compass forward. But let's see. Yeah, Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and Five of Pentacles. So this is very interesting because Leo is like leaving people behind, right? People that have been inauthentic for Leo. But it feels like here, Virgo, and I'm going to show you the cards in a second, that you're moving forward to a place and you're afraid to leave people behind. Or you're afraid to move forward because people might feel left behind. That's not necessarily the meaning of the cards. This, however, is what's coming up. You're moving to a place of a grounded, higher consciousness. It's into this place of really deep knowing without having any facts behind it. Whether it is a deep knowing in your spiritual, I feel like this is a spiritual element. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and usually that's surrounded by money and prosperity and independence. I'm really getting a strong feeling there, Virgo, that this is about deeply rooted into your belief system. And there might be some resistance because although you know, like you know, like this is right for you. Like Five of Pentacles, you might feel like either you're leaving people behind, or in your growth, people will feel like they're being left behind. And this is coming in as a very strong spiritual growth. And so, and the thing of it all is that not everyone will stay with us for the entirety of our life. We go to a certain point, and sometimes we go this way and they go this way, or we go this way and they keep going straight. And sometimes that's the journey. But there's a really strong element here, Virgo, that you're going into really a deep spiritual awareness, a deep spiritual knowing. And that spiritual knowing is really rooted in a sense of being independent in your feeling about this. Again, there's a little bit of resistance, but I think that's because people will be left behind, or people will not understand your journey. And it's not up to us to explain our journey. We can, right? Because we want to. We want people to feel comfortable. But ultimately, it's up to the folks in your life if they want to stay behind, if they want to be left behind, or if they want to have a deeper understanding. And that you can't control. That you cannot control. But there's a really deep spiritual element to your week, Virgo. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in that because this is I think you've known this is coming, and then I think all of a sudden everything will shift, and you'll go, oh, wow, okay. So the only thing I can akin this to, like off the top of my head, is Moses. When Moses found out who he really was, and all of a sudden he knew he had to take steps in a different direction. He had to leave behind Egypt and all that he knew there, and he had to do what he needed to do. Now, you're not going to be to that extreme, I don't think, but it's akin to something like that. So, Virgo, let us know. Yeah. Okay, Libra. Hello, Libra. How are you? Let's get into your cards for this week. Because as we see powerful changes out of nowhere, this solar or the celestial lineup of planets, this planetary parade happening in Aries. Like I said, since the study of astrology and astronomy, I take it just never happened. And I will point out something, and I have not heard anyone talk about, just I need to do some research on this. The babies born at this time, under this planetary alignment, are going to be really powerful movers and shakers. So in 20 years, the babies born during this time, this week, see what happens in 20 years when they become the adults, when they start stepping into the 20 to 25 years, when they start stepping into their role in society, and see how that's going. I believe this is the beginning of the birth of a whole new world. Just saying. But what do I know? Hey. This is my take on it. So Libra, you have 10 of Swords. And okay, Libra, I have been saying this for a month or so now. Libra has taken on a lot of responsibility. And you're an air sign. That is your thoughts. And you're always trying to make sure everything is right, everything is good, and everything is done. And it feels like, let's see what else comes out though. Okay, there's too many cards. It feels like you're done. You're like, you all need to start taking care of yourselves here. But let's see. 6 of Wands. Yes, like success, right? Success, recognition, right? A little fire energy is like, yes. You have 10 of Swords. There we go. Yep. Queen of Swords. Justice, your own card. Your own card. This is you. So whenever your card comes up in your reading, this puts you in a really strong position. And this just solidifies what I just said. Right? Like you've mentally exhausted yourself to the point where your body is probably feeling fatigued. Now, 6 of Wands is on the root of the deck. This is victory. This is celebration. This is finally like you letting go of the need to be responsible for others. You're getting really clear. You're coming back to you. So, Libra, if you feel like you've been disconnected or you haven't been fully yourself, you're coming back. Queen of Swords, you're getting really clear in your thoughts. They're no longer overwhelming you, right? Overwhelm phase is done. Look at that. She's just like, just hanging there. It's like, being suspended, right? And now you're going, nope. I've taken, look, and even in this, like, you've taken off the mask. All the pretenses, right? You've taken off your mask. Now you're coming back into yourself. You have your own card, Justice. Now you're coming back home to you. You're spreading your wings. You're allowing yourself to be recognized for everything that you are and not for taking on the responsibility for others, right? You're letting that responsibility go because it's not yours to carry anyway. People are adults. Let them take care of themselves. Give them guidance, give them wisdom, and let them be on their way. Finally, it feels like there's a big exhale for you, for our Libra friends. So, yeah, Libra, just exhale. Yeah, the sun is shining. Look at the vibrancy in that card, right? Just look at it. It is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Libra, a great week for you. I'm so excited for you. Let's move on to Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. How are our Scorpion friends? I just saw my sister-in-law today. She is a Scorpio. And yeah, she's doing better. So let's see what the cards hold for our Scorpion friends for this week coming up. Because, yeah, especially since we've had the death and rebirth card come out twice. That is Scorpion energy, right? They are the keepers of all of that. Okay, that's too many cards. So what does this week hold for Scorpio? The Magician face up. I love it. Ace of Swords. So the root of the deck, right? So the root of your reading is clarity. But let's see. The Hanged Man. They came out before. The Hanged Man. Oh my gosh. So Scorpio, four cards. 3 of them are major arcanas. It's been a big life shift. Clarity, right? Clearing out the chatter, clearing out the junk thoughts, so to speak. You have the Hanged Man. You have the Fool. You have the Magician. You're starting to take control, or take control back. A lot of our signs have been, for lack of a better word, I guess, like a little complacent, or like letting themselves being influenced by others. Right? But this is human nature. We all do that. I do that myself. But you're gaining a new perspective. You're allowing, again, right? Didn't this card combination come out before with the Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man? Maybe not. Right? Getting really clear. Cutting off the mental chatter. Dumping out. And I say this in yoga all the time, especially in downward facing dog. Like, just dump all the crap thoughts out of the top of your head. Just dump it out. And it's like you're doing a brain dump right now, Scorpio. You're just dumping all the shit out. Why? Because you've got places to go. You've got things to do. You have adventures to hold. And the brain, after you start doing the brain dump, the path will start to open for you. And then you'll go, oh, wait a minute. Look, I don't have just one path. Like the Magician, like, he holds the bag of tricks, so to speak. Like, you can go anywhere you want because you have all the elements within you. And you can go and get really, really intuitive and affectionate into your love, right? You can get really philosophical into your mind. You can get really fiery and impassioned, right? And you can get really grounded. So I think, Scorpio, you're going on an exploration, a personal exploration beginning this week. Things are going to start to clear out. The clouds are going to start to part again. You have clear skies ahead of you, clear path forward. Brain dump all the junk out, Scorpio. Own all the elements that you have and play with all the different paths you have to go on, right? Don't stick to just one. Maybe you've been stuck for way too long, Scorpio. It's time to move forward. That is Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Hello, my fellow Saggies. How are you? Let's see what this week holds for our Saggy friends. Our fire signs are really lit up this week. Ask the people in my yoga classes. They sit there and go like, oh no. What is she doing to us today? But it's fine. So Sagittarius, what do the cards hold for you this week? As your sister sign, Aries, holds a lot of responsibility for these planets, right? These 6 planets now, it'll be 7 by the 17th, by the new moon. So what does this hold for Sagittarius? World. 3 of Cups. Okay, so celebration, right? Unity, the universe, coming full circle. Let's see what the other two cards that are face down are. Prince of Swords, Prince of Cups. Interesting, Sagittarius, because I get the feeling, so the prince is associated with the knights. For some of our Sagittarius friends, you might be changing your mind on how you think about relationships and partnerships and love. For some of you, you might be inviting in a new partnership. It's like, so whatever relationships you've had in the past, like they're done. You've come full circle. You've learned a lot about yourself, a lot about what you are willing to put up with and what you're not. And you're looking for harmony, right? You're looking for community. You're looking for authenticity. To where if you thought in the past, and there's even an eagle on here, right? A sense of freedom. Being aligned in relationships that make you feel like you're free to be yourself instead of having to conform to make someone else feel comfortable. Right? You know what you want in a relationship. And now you're finally realizing that maybe that is possible. Maybe the possibility is there. Allow yourself, again, the world, the universe card. Allow yourself to be your focus. Right? Not compromising what you want. Let yourself be your focus and things will start to align for you. Again, there is community and there's a lot of joy coming up, Sagittarius. So let yourself breathe in the joy. I know. We will move on to Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. How are you? Happy April. Happy April. Let's see what the cards hold for our Capricorn friends this week. It's a great week for sure. I'm very excited for this week. 4 of Cups came right out of the deck. So let's see what that is. It's a very interesting depiction here. She's sitting, 8 of Swords. She's sitting on a lotus flower. But there's a cup above her head. 8 of Swords. Okay, let's see what else is coming up for our Capricorn friends. And on the root of the deck, 6 of Cups. So, let's see what we have, Capricorn. Okay. You have 4 of Cups, 8 of Swords. Before we get to the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, which is about energy and passion. Here's the 4 of Cups. There's a cup here, right? Filled with water, making its way down to her. But she's holding on to these 2 cups as if like she cannot let go. You have the 8 of Swords. That combined with the 8 of Swords. For some of our Capricorn friends, it feels like, and look at, there are strings attached to these swords, right? So it almost feels like you feel like you didn't have a choice in a situation. As if there was no choice, as if literally as if somebody else was pulling the strings. And you were just holding on. Just holding on to whatever aspect of yourself was left over. Or whatever elements of yourself you could grab onto. Gonna feel, again, this is a general reading. It's not for all of our Capricorns. But it feels like you feel like you had no choice. That someone else was either calling the shots, pulling the strings, or telling you what to do or how to feel. In whatever scenario, I get this around a relationship. Well, our Capricorns tend to be very strong-willed. But that does not mean that when it comes to the heart, that all of us, right, can kind of feel like we fall into something. But again, it's very strong, Capricorn. You feel like you had no choice, that somebody else was like pulling the strings or driving the car or making you feel a certain way, to the point where you maybe didn't even recognize that there was an opportunity coming your way, but you couldn't even see it because, you know, there was too much in the way. There was too many obstacles in the way. But here, you have the Prince of Wands. It's kind of like the knight in shining armor, like coming in to save you, and it says, "Oh no, Capricorn, wake up, honey. You're way too strong for that. Call on your Leo friends. Call on your fire friends, because this is not you, and you're not staying there. You are meant to have authentic relationships, and you are meant to know what it's like to be honored and loved and to have joy in your relationships, right? A joyful time. A lot of breaking free in a lot of different ways in today's reading. No one is, so this Prince of Wands is coming in to burn away the strings that are attached, that are keeping you from whatever it is, that are keeping you tied, that are keeping you from seeing what's available to you. Right? She's holding on to these two here. There's so much more available to you. This is all going to burn away, and you're going to go, oh, wait a minute. It's supposed to be this sweet and easy. Yeah, a lot of aha moments coming up this week for sure. Capricorn, that is yours. Exciting, exciting. Let's move on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 13th. Let's see what the cards hold for our Aquarian friends. And always, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments or reach out to me directly. If you want a greater understanding on one of the cards, write down the name of the card, and I'll take a little deeper dive for you, because it's a little hard, right? You get 3 cards and the card on the bottom. It gives you a part of the picture, but it doesn't give you, right? You don't have time for the full outline for each sign. And and proactive steps and what to look out for. Okay, so Aquarius, this is for you. On the root of the deck, Aquarius, oh my goodness, the 8 of Swords. We just had this, right? So let's see. 2 of Swords, Princess of Wands, so that is your Page of Wands. King of Wands, okay, again, you are the last of the air signs, right? So, again, reading about like breaking free or burning away the old patterns that have kept us from our true self. Choices, decisions, letting your intuition guide you. When there's a choice to be made, sometimes, and you don't know what to do, sometimes just close your eyes. If you can't make a decision, maybe it's not time to make the choice. Right? This is about letting your intuition guide you. And sometimes we just kind of have to step away from everything and get out into nature and let that open us up. So Princess of Wands, Knight of Wands, and King of Wands. You're moving forward to something really great. You're stepping into a bigger leadership role. So for some of our Aquarian friends, you're taking a big quantum leap. And maybe this is where this 8 of Swords is coming from. Maybe having doubt in your ability to step into that role. I think this came up before for our Aquarian friends. You are ready for this, Aquarius. That podium is been sitting there vacant, waiting for you to step up and take your place. You have all that you need, and you know that. It's about saying yes, making the choice to say yes. And this week is a big week. I've been telling everybody in my classes, when opportunities come up, just say yes. You can back out of it if you want, but if you say no, that opportunity may not make its way to you again. So say yes to yourself, Aquarius. Say yes to opportunities. It's been a while. That, again, that podium it's waiting for you to step up and take your rightful place and to lead with the wisdom and knowledge that you have. Interesting. Again, everybody look out for our leaders in the world, whether they be political leaders, religious leaders, community leaders, teachers, this kind of thing. Watch out. See what ones are moving to the top and if they are Aquarians. Pisces, let's go into you. Because I imagine Aquarians are going to be rising. Well, Aquarians and Leos, right? So Pisces. Hello, Pisces. How are you? I'm telling you. The card came out face down, Pisces, your first card. So let's see what the cards hold for Pisces this week. Pisces on the root of the deck for you, 8 of Cups. Where are you going, Pisces? Where are you going? So Pisces, this is a time, just astrologically speaking, for a financial boost, for a big financial upgrade. So I say that, and your first card is the Sun. But of course, the Hermit, 6 of Pentacles, right? 6 of Pentacles. So here we go. Just in astrology in general, Pisces, this is a time for a financial boost, for a big financial upgrade and reward. Okay, so 8 of Cups. What are you doing? You're moving home back to yourself. Right? You're leaving behind the part that you are not valued, the place where you are not valued at. And you're moving to a place where you are being valued. And then you have the Sun. People say that this is the happiest, the best card in the tarot because you're being illuminated. Not only are you being illuminated, but your path forward is opening up for you. It's like you don't have to do anything. You have to wake up and say yes. The path will come forward. The Hermit. You've done the work. Pisces, you have done so much internal work. Probably a lot of internal work. Probably more than what was necessary. But that's it. We have our little symbol, right? The symbol of God. So now it's almost like you cannot miss, Pisces. Things are just going to open for you. As soon as you say yes, the path is illuminated. It's like you're on a conveyor belt and it just drives you wherever it is that you're meant to go. And that place is abundance. 6 of Pentacles. You're past the 5 of Pentacles where you did not know if you were worthy of it or not, or whether you were worth it or not. And now you move into the 6 of Pentacles and you say, oh no, I am open to receiving everything. Everything that I have not had in the past. Everything that has been kept from me. Everything that has been associated with situations where I wasn't valued. You're moving into your place of value. Look, it even says success at the top of the card. Coming into your place of loving yourself, of letting yourself be recognized, allowing the path to be illuminated, and allowing you, Pisces, to be recognized and illuminated. So everyone, this is your reading for the week of April 13th. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box. Again, if you would like a personal reading, my email is in there. Reach out and let's get you on the books because this is the most powerful time of the year. Until next time, I send you light and love. All right, everyone, take care and a happy new moon in Aries.